Hello everybody and welcome to my profile of the Sleep Darkrai deck. It's not the most organized deck that anyone has seen, but it's still fairly, it works fairly well. So, this deck is based around Darkrai's second attack, Dark Head, as opposed to a Turbo Dark deck, or Dark Giratina that uses the first attack. Dark Head does 160 damage, minimum, while the opponent's Pokemon is asleep. So to achieve this, we use Hypno's ability, Goodnight Babies, to put them asleep. And because that puts both Pokemon asleep, we run Chaos Tower to make sure that only the opponent goes to sleep. And if that fails, we have Zoroark to stand in and switch back out if we run out of stadiums, don't have a stadium. And it can also be used as a secondary attacker, along with the Yveltal. Yveltal is more of just a failsafe if we burn through our energies too quickly. We use Shaman for draw, and then everything else is pretty standard. We use a lot of draw support, 4 ends, 3 Sycamores, and that's about it. Let's get into some battles. Okay, first match. We win the coin flip. We'll go first with this deck because we can't attack turn 1 effectively. We can, but it's not gonna do a lot. Alright, start with Darkrai. It's not horrible. Shaman for 3, depending. Yeah. Okay. Gonna Ultra Ball for a Drowsy because we only have one. I really need to get the sleep out as soon as possible. And we'll Shaman for 5. Alright, good, we got the Chaos Tower. I'm not gonna put it down yet, in case they have a stadium. I think that's all we can do. So if we draw a DCE, or yeah, I guess if we draw a DCE, that's the best case scenario. N. Yeah, I'll N. I'll do this first though. And N. Didn't get a DCE, but we might be able to do a decent amount of damage regardless if we hit the max elixir, which we do. Okay, so we're not doing a ton of damage, but they're hurting if they don't get anything out. Though they do have a large amount of cards coming in with their Lucky Helmet. Oh, it's the Metagross. I think it's the Ancient Trait one that has like does damage times the amount of cards in your hand. Putting a DC on. Why are they running fire energies and DCEs on the D-axis? Alright. Well, yeah, I'll put this on here just in case. 20, 40, 60, 80. We do more with Dark Pulse now. And we got a knockout. Yes, Seeker. Grabbing an N sounds like a good idea. Reduce their damage done. If they manage to get out the Metagross. Or, I'll do it. It's not like they're gonna get an absurd amount of cards between now and then. Well, that's why they're on Fire Energy, to use this stadium. I think there's better things to do, but if it works, it works. Alright, so we're doing good now. We're gonna grab Hypno. We really need my stadium. So I'm gonna... Oh, I don't have a Sycamore in here. I guess we're gonna end. Oh, we got a stadium. Good. That was lucky. Could have been a lot worse than it was. And we win. I guess the N just completely ruined their strategy, and they couldn't live without their hope of a one-shot against my Darkrai, I guess. Oh, calling the coin flip. We're going with heads. Ooh, lost the coin flip. And they're going first. They must feel pretty confident. Get our Zorua. Didn't get to see that at all last game. And they have super tough decision to make, I guess. It's probably one Pokemon. They're just taking their sweet old time. Yep, it was one Pokemon. Ooh, Giratina EX. This will be a tough one, since we rely on special energies. Though, when they're asleep, they can't attack, so... Fairy Energy. Why? Double Dragon counts. Very similar to my build, seemingly, of Darkrai Giratina, if that's what this is. Unless it's actually a rising in popularity deck, the Xerneas Break Giratina EX. Maybe. Dark decks are not fantastic against fairy decks, so wouldn't be a bad idea. Shaman. Yep. Ultra Ball. Xerneas. Yep. Which one? Oh, it's a Geomancy. Forgot they reprinted that. Max Elixir. Sure, why not? And my turn. Right? My turn? Alright. Turn his mail, see what we got. Oh, I'll take that. And... yes. Gonna get the Darkrai out. as to not waste this, I suppose. And we don't. Alright, and Sycamore. I'd like to get a DCE out fairly quickly, so I can still use it. Oh, I can put one down too. Yeah, that's better actually, because then I'm guaranteed to attack with it next turn. Dark Pulse for almost nothing. And we get to see the Xerneas. Well, we can kill it if we can... Right? 90 minus 2070. Nope. We're short. We're short one. And unless we can put it to sleep, but that's not gonna happen. We don't have a Drowsy out. We see the Sycamore though. They can attack with that Giratina next turn, so I'd like to get a Drowsy out this turn. The Stadium's not super important if I have the Zoroark. It's more so a hindrance to them than so they don't get free retreat than a necessity. Alright. Okay. I don't know why you would do that. Well, I got the Stadium anyways, so I'll put it down. No reason not to. Get rid of that free retreat. Put down the Zoroark, and attach energy. And... I guess... It's not helping them necessarily. Yeah, I hate to do it, but I kinda don't have a choice. I have to... Well, or I could see what Shaman gets me. Because I have no means of drawing otherwise. Next turn. So, I'll do that. We get an N at least. Another Darkrai. I'd like to... Do I want it? Come on. Well, I guess we can't look in there. Sure. I'll shuffle it back anyways. And... knockout we go. I guess we'll take it. We can get the Lysander if we need it. Buy some time since they don't have free retreat anymore. Gonna put these DC down before. Oh, they could shut it off this turn. Oh, actually, if we can knock out the Shaman, we can, because it's 30 times, yeah? Yeah, so 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 160 with that. Knock out Shaman. We can almost knock out Giratina. 30, 60, 90, 120. And we don't even need to. Well, anticlimactic ending, but, won another one. Let's, hope that the, last game is, a little more earned. Okay, call the coin flip. I'll say heads, and it's heads. Would I like to go first? Yes. Alright, welcome to the third and final match. we start off with a Drowsy. Not the best thing to start out with. Well, as our active anyways. It's a fairly decent thing to start out with. But what we're gonna do is flash our Darkrai to him. Be like, hey, I see your Darkrai. I see you Darkraiing. The best part is if they think they're gonna put me to sleep, they have a similar stadium idea, I don't believe they can do anything about my stadium. There's no reason to take that. Because if we have the same stadium, mine will stay there. They can't get rid of it, which would be pretty nice. And I guess I'll stop there. I don't want to waste the float stone on the Drowsy, but if it needs to be done, I'll certainly do it. Or they're running a different stadium, I guess. Or maybe they're also running that stadium? Which one? 3. It's a nice siren in the background. Don't know if you can hear it, hopefully not. Oh, it's Darkrai Giratina. Okay then. Well, the Giratina's not a problem if it's asleep. So there's that. And yeah. We don't run Megas, we can attack it. Darkrai's as dealable with as anything else. They don't know I'm using special energy. I guess they could assume I'm using special energy. First I'm gonna do this. Then Hypno. Chaos Tower. Yes, this way. We're gonna max elixir. Just because. So I can jam in for more. And Zorua. Well, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so well, they can't attack with the Giratina if it's out here. They can attack with the Darkrai if it's awake and out here. So I think taking this Giratina out is the better play. We'll put it to sleep. And Darkhead. We don't have our Fighting Fury Belt, so not as much. And I think that's fine. We're gonna run into some troubles if we can't get a float stone for Zorua though, and they lock their stadium in. Getting some fresh cards here though, so, well, presumably, yeah, they'll use N. Okay, we got our Fighting Fury Belt. We have an N of our own. Goes our stadium. Skyla's not in there, so we can't search for a float stone. We're gonna have to rely on the N. Well, yeah, rely on the N. We can still put this down because it didn't attack, luckily. So we can knock out the Giratina at the very least. And I'm gonna end See what we can get, I guess. Shaman, well, we can evolve into the Zoroark. Can't play the Shaman yet. Okay, so we can't put it to sleep, but that shouldn't matter, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110. Yeah, so we can kill it. And they'll throw the Darkrai out. Don't really have options at the moment, so this is what we're doing. Got an Ultra Ball and our Stadium. Alright, so we can Stadium, and then Shaman, I guess. Yeah. Unless we get a Darkrai, which would be ideal. We could attach the DC and the Fighting Fury Ball to that. Or we Last Standard, but yeah, so if we get we could bring out the Darkrai and start taking it down. Yeah, they're gonna Garbodor. Lock me out of my abilities soon, so gotta act fast. Or when Zoroark is in, he can do work. Well, actually, what a smart person would do would be to get rid of the Garbodor, but I think this game can be ended faster than that. Oblivion Wing. Okay. We're gonna Sycamore. Yeah. Well, actually, we can knock you out if we have our Stadium in. Can only Sycamore later. It's our last one? Really? Well, no surprise, right? Yeah, I thought I only used one. Okay, well, one of the last chances we're gonna get to do this, so, use while we can. And Level Ball, which we don't really need. Unless they take out our Hypno or a Zoroark, but I don't see that happening. So as long as they don't shut off abilities, well, we'll survive, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 130. We'll survive. Oh, they're digging for an item. Yep, they got one. I'll survive this, though. Won't I? I mean, unless I miscounted. Or if they get another DC, or a Double Dragon. I think it's 130. Yeah, so we're good here. We can knock it out, but what I'd rather knock out is the, do I have enough? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110. There's no resistance there, so I'm going to knock out the... How many VS Seekers have I gone through? Just one? Alright, so we're not doing bad on resources. I'm gonna bring this out. So, at the very least, I can stall him with sleep. Because this Darkrai is gone. And we got a Stadium. So I can stall him with sleep, or 30, 60, 90. 100. I don't have quite enough to knock out the Shaman, unless they throw another thing down. If it comes to that. Well, they must have an energy, otherwise they wouldn't have thrown the Giratina out, right? Yeah. Shut off special abilities. Well, the stadium stays in place, so I can, at the very least, sleep stall. And I have abilities, so throw Evil Tall out there. Well, do I though? I mean, I can definitely attack with Zoroark. Oh man, tough. Oh wait, well, I'm dumb. Let's throw this right here. Floatstone. Okay, yeah, so 30, 60, 90. Is it only benched? Yeah, so I do 100 damage to the Shaman. That's close, but I'm not gonna cut it. They don't have free retreat though, and Giratina is not the easiest thing to get back. So I think that's the play. Sleep. And we use the ability, because it doesn't really matter at this point. And I guess Mind Jack for 100. Yep. And they stay asleep, so unless they got a switch or something, we've won. Stadium. Okay. It's not too terribly concerning to me. The switch or some form of heal is the concerning aspect. Zoroa. Oh, we can knock out the Shaman now. Come on. If they don't have a means to get that Giratina out, we win. They're just thinking through all their options, probably. And they have none. So, even an unorganized deck can take out the Giratina Darkrai if it's not played properly, or bad draws, I suppose. But I guess that also shows the viability of the Sleep Darkrai deck. It does good damage, and it can take out top meta decks like Giratina EX, Darkrai EX. So, thanks for watching, and leave a comment on other decks I should do. I'm trying to make them faster, but I don't have a huge amount of time to come up with decks, so I'd like ideas to work with. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.